in that entire like sequence where we like,
Yes.
oh, this is gonna scare people. No, we were never wanted it to be like a scary thing that will freak out people and it's gonna be so gory. It's much more like it's dark. It's really dark and hollow and depressing.
Kyle, if you
Can
can
I
pause real
mention
quick.
something?
If you can
Can I
pause real
mention?
quick, Kyle.
Can I also say something afterwards that's like a bit like kind of, it might be a bit personal, but like also kind of talks about death and stuff as well. Just in relation to like the last shot.
You can
Just
do it
after
first,
Eva.
because
Okay.
what I'm gonna say is long.
Okay, well I was just gonna say that speaking of kind of like death and whatnot, there's a weird thing in the back of my head that's like, if I were now, obviously this is not me saying anything, right? It's just me kind of like putting it out there. I am fine, but like if I were to end up like dying unexpectedly or like some fucking way, right? Like, and this was the last episode I could ever work on. I do like the fact that I was able to animate literally like, apart from like the little kind of post credits thing, or not really post credits, but like the scene between Shaw and Bond. I glad I was able to animate like the rose, like the angel rose, like the end. I don't know.
Yes.
That it seems like a nice like bow at the end.
It's a great way to end off like your part of the series. Like you didn't animate anything else after that, right? That was your last
no,
thing.
that was the
That was
last
your
thing I
last thing.
animated.
Yep, like that is a great way to just like depart from the episode. Good job, Coral. Good job.
Sorry if that like got really fucking grim. Like again,
No, it's alright.
I am fine. This is me like fucking like shadow dropping my fucking suicide or anything.
This is a very personal episode. It makes sense. Like
Yeah,
there's a
it
lot I
makes
can say about like my own personal experiences like that went into writing this episode.
Yeah.
I won't do that here, obviously, but maybe someday I'll talk about it.
Yeah.
But like,
same.
I think like everybody who works on this episode, there is a lot of like personal shit involved in creating something like this, and I think that's just like really. I don't know. I'd say beautiful, but like you know what I mean.
It is beautiful.
Yeah.
It is
You
beautiful.
know,
It is beautiful.
that like
I
people
consider it
brought their
beautiful.
experiences and everybody gave a piece of their like, I don't want to sound like edgy, but like I think
piece of it,
everybody
yeah.
gave a piece of their pain to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, but where you go? Yeah, I was gonna say, were you want to say something?
It was the thing I DM'd you about earlier, Martin.
Yeah, go ahead. It's a
There were so I'm going to talk about like an earlier draft of Rose's death. This was like from like way back. It was one of the first ideas we had for how the scene would play out, and like it was a really bad idea. It was really bad. I think Martin was like the main one. Not that I want to like pin the blame on him for this, but I just want to clarify.
It's fine. Don't worry.
I wasn't involved in this one, but it was like I think the idea was like they'd go through this whole scene, but then in the end Rose would like be like, wait, but what about Sophie? And like that she kind of like snap out of it, and she'd try to like she would then like resist Bond's like bullshit, and she would like try to leave. She'd like try to escape, but then like Bond like she like tries to run away, but then like Bond like comes out of the room and like grabs her and like pulls her back in, and then like she has like her arm ripped off and she's like hiding in a locker from Bond, and it was like I just didn't like it.
That
at all.
is
That is
is terrible.
I think
That's shit.
Also, sorry.
It's like
That's shit.
stupid. I think it's like
I
just
think
really stupid to
the
me.
choice of
Sorry.
it was well done.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
definitely.
Like I remember reading that version. I remember like thinking it was beautiful how she like, remembered Sophie, but something about the last version and you see her like being like kind of willing. I just found that like I don't know. I found it beautiful in its own
like,
way,
The thing about the original version is it just feels like mean, if that makes sense. Like
Yes, that I remember that.
It feels very cruel, unnecessarily
doesn't
cruel.
it doesn't feel like thematically relevant to what happened previously in the episode. It's just, oh, I guess Bond is a scary killer who's gonna get you, and like just having it end on that note just feels so like mean spirited.
Disrespectful. Yes.
Yeah, and just like, disrespectful to Rose as
Yeah.
the character, and so I feel like having it end off in a way where like she does go out on her own terms, even if it is through
Yes.
like grooming and everything like that. It is like a lot more tragic in that way, in a way that
There
doesn't
is a
feel.
sad sense of agency to it.
Just the agency of Rose.
It's tragic,
Yeah.
but it's not like mean spirited. Like like
Yeah.
yeah. It really is like the agency of it, I suppose.
I remember like one of my main issues with Rosemary's Death that I never considered is that like I did want there to be like a sense of like compliance to Bond. Even in the start, I wanted to like explore that. Not to the extent that we did in the final episode. Eva heavily influenced me going full into like her accepting it like on her own. But I always wanted there to be like a sense of compliance to it. And I remember like one of my biggest issues with that was the fact that Sophie was there. And I think like a character like Rose would never let herself so like wouldn't be as suicidal and like as willing to die if she has Sophie around. So like when we came up with the idea that she burns that bridge because before she even gets to Bonds, it all clicked a lot better because to me all that only happens because of the attic scene, you know, and that way
Yeah.
it made a lot more sense for Rose to like sort of like be as agreeable with Bond with everything else, and also like you say, it's just like the sense of like agency. To me, it also clicked like this entire episode is a character that had no agency or control over what what happened to her throughout the episode. She had no agency or control over like what happened to her kids. She um constantly refused like the help she was given by the people around them, but also the people around her kept telling her what to do, kept telling her like how to properly grieve, even though like they wouldn't know what it's like going through that. And to me, I feel like the change in the Bond scene is that it's less of like, oh, this scary monster is gonna get you, but also like the scary and dark thing about all this is that like Bond tells Rose every single thing she wants to hear, and that is not to say, again, we've ruled out the idea that he's lying about the stuff he's saying so that Rose will accept dying, but it's more
Yeah,
like,
no.
but it's just like he represents everything that Rose thinks she needs in her life, and he offers her a freedom, a sort of like it's okay to give up, you know, it's okay to give up and
Yeah,
escape from all this. He represents like the worst
Yeah.
type of escapism, and that to me is a lot scarier than just like, oh, this
Yeah.
scary monster is gonna get you. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Like
sorry to interrupt. Sorry to interrupt. Could we just play out the video while we talk, just real quick?
I don't think so. 'Cause this is
yeah,
the
no,
ending
no,
scene.
it's the ending.
We're gonna have
like-
like a lot to say.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm just tired. I'm really tired.
Oh yeah, no worries. Sorry. I mean, we could, I suppose.
No, but I also don't want to like interrupt you guys or anything.
Yeah, if you want to say, because I don't want to push for anything. If you guys have more to say for this scene,
I have one thing to say, but I would like
Yeah.
to say it along with the scene, if that's okay.
Yeah,
like
sure.
just one a few final thoughts.
Yeah,
about the episode.
because we'll also go through some behind the scenes stuff afterwards.
Yeah,
which
yeah.
will probably be
So,
more like I'm sure a bunch of us are going to be a lot more invested in talking about the behind the scenes.
You can like play it if you want. If nobody minds me talking along with the ending scene, but I have a lot to say about this thing. This was like the final scene. Well, of course, this is the final scene, but also like this is the for the ending scene. I completely animated and drew all this to myself, and it felt really special because it was like signing off on the episode. So I really wanted that to be like something I could do on my own because it felt like saying goodbye to Rosemary as like Rosemary the human character, you know, because this was an entire journey. And I remember I couldn't stop thinking about drawing this scene. I kept like DMing Eva going like, oh, I might make some progress on it, and I kept like ending up like drawing the entire thing, and then I kept like animating the entire thing in like a few days. The day that I drew this entire sequence, it's so funny and it's so weird. It's something that like it's really funny. I swear I'm not making this up, but like when I was
I
doing
don't
these
see
shots,
the humor in it.
there was like the worst fucking thunderstorm outside, and I pulled an all-nighter as drawing this, and I could hear like the fucking roaring thunder as I kept drawing all this. And when I got to the final shot, that you're gonna see in about a second, it was around like 7 a.m. and the second that I finished it, the thunder fucking stopped, and there was like a bright sunny morning,